Most people think wealth is built by earning more money, but in reality, there is something else which happens when it comes to accumulating that long term wealth. In this video, you will be knowing what do usually millionaires do when money gets credited into their account, because you know what, this one mindset shift is what changes the actual reality of how wealth is made. You will be knowing this most important point in these points which I'm going to give you in this video. Hi, this is Anirudh Bellari here. Welcome to the 60th video of your best financial life series. As I mentioned, what are these wealth building techniques which I'm going to be teaching you in this video, with which I started off? See, the most important thing over here, as I mentioned in my 59th video as well, for you to actually do the action taking, it should all start from your brain. And how will that mindset shift come? By you actually starting to implement these important steps. Now, what is this important step which I'm going to give you? See, the first and most important step over here is nothing but, what do you mean by the term millionaire mindset? Now, if I write it down here, millionaire mindset. Now see, everyone wants to become that, big millionaire, but nobody actually understands this term to its fullest. Now see, what is the meaning of $1 million in Indian rupees? If I'm not wrong, it should be around what, 10 lakh rupees? Okay, so that's not important here. But what is the type of millionaire mindset? See, I may not be the right person for you to actually learn from, but I might be one of the best persons to give you these points so that you can tweak it and use it for your best financial life. Because remember, it is your wealth eventually at the end of the day. This is not any financial advice or nothing here. Whatever I have been doing with my money, I feel the same if it could be learned by you. It will be a very big bonus and plus point when it comes to your long-term wealth building series. Now, what do I mean by this term millionaire mindset? Because see, remember, it's not that whatever your salary is, like say for example, Raju's salary is like around whatever amount of money. For you to actually keep thinking, what are the different ways by which you can earn those different types of income? Now, what can be those different type of incomes? Like say a rental income, dividend income, royalty income. See, there are so many types. It doesn't make sense for me to actually tell you what are the types of incomes, because you will eventually be knowing it. But for you to have this millionaire mindset, first you need to have an open brain. Now say, pardon me for my drawing, this looks like a cloud, but just assume this is the brain. For you to actually have this open brain type of thinking, you need to be ready for the one of the most important things, which is listening from people who have actually achieved whatever you are wanting to do in the future with your wealth. Because remember, assuming that you might be a millionaire who's already watching this video and you might be watching this for fun, well and good. I don't mind giving all this knowledge to you. But if you are not, just like for me, I too aspire to be a millionaire. Now that doesn't mean that I cannot tell you all this, but coming to the point, see, having an open mind whereby you are ready to take inputs, to keep learning. Because remember, once you are done with your school and college, usually what a lot of people think, you go to your workplace, you earn that money, very good. It's a very normal thing. But for you to actually invest in your learning, whereby you can keep ensuring that your return on investment with whatever you have learned can be monetized, and it can help you earn that extra amount of money which could be useful for your life, then it is the actual perfect use. And that is why for a person who has a millionaire mindset, it could be anyone, even a normal person. But for you to actually know how to use it, I will be telling you what are the types by which this actually happens, okay? Let's move on to the second most important point. See, the second point over here is nothing but investing in a smart way. I would have mentioned this in my previous videos as well. Smart investments. Now, what is the meaning of smart investments? Like, say, for example, see, first of all, before telling all this, I am no financial advisor here. Whatever I'm doing with my life, the knowledge which I use, the same thing I'm giving it to you because I love to share all this knowledge which I have. Now, with smart investing, what happens? See, usually in today's day with the internet, it is very easy for you to actually, follow any investment guru or whoever is there. I'm not telling all are wrong, but you can follow whoever you want. But for you to actually understand what is the need of the hour, what is your financial situation, how much money comes into your bank account every month, how much do you need to allocate? Because remember, usually what a normal person does is any normal person, especially when it comes to finances, I'm telling personal finances, is he earns the money, he spends the money, and then he invests whatever is remaining. This is what any normal person will do. But for someone who has actually gained the consistency of investing, even small amounts, will reverse this matrix, and moment the money comes, you invest a small portion of your money, then you spend what is remaining. Now, what happens if you use this formula? It's not a formula. Now, see, where to invest and all, you may very well go to your financial advisor, because I feel any financial advisor has done a lot of study and all that, and with all of this, he understands your financial situation, and then accordingly, that person will tell you which is the right place to invest. That is up to your financial advisor. If you don't have a financial advisor, it is okay. You can learn on your own as well. But remember, investments are meant to market risk. Okay, this is just a disclaimer I'm telling. Now, see, when it comes to any normal investment, like you have many asset class, you have your real estate investments, you have your equity investments, you have your debt investments, you have your cryptocurrency, your commodities. There are so many branches in which you can invest. Now, whichever you believe in, because see, for example, if I have a very good faith in, say, for example, this is not any recommendation, I have a lot of faith in the solar sector, because I feel in the country which I am living right now, there is going to be an exponential growth in the solar sector in the coming years. So accordingly, I see all the fundamentals of any businesses, and then I decide where to place my money. This is what I do. Okay. And for any fund, that is, say, for example, if I'm taking any equity fund, which is like you can say an index fund, a basket of fund, or whatever, then your risk is lesser and your reward is also limited to an extent as well. Now, this depends on you. Now, how will you know what is the right amount for you to actually invest that money? Now, it fully depends on what are your spending habits. Do you have those miscellaneous expenses which keep coming up? Then you can have one emergency type of account whereby it could be useful in your unforeseen circumstances. But most importantly, as I mentioned, if you reverse the quadrant of investing first and then spending, you are keeping a portion of that money to grow on its own without you giving your time. That is the beauty about this, any particular investment. Okay. And when it comes to spending, it's pretty obvious. You need to spend money for your day-to-day life and all, because without which be very difficult for you to live, unless apart from the fact that you are living with your family. If you're living in an outside state or outside country, then it is pretty obvious. Every month you have to pay your rent and your food on a monthly basis, on a daily basis and all that. It fully depends on your situation. That's why I say this is personal specific type of decisions which you can take on yourself. So this is just an ideology or way by which you can actually follow, which could be useful for you. Now moving on to the most important mindsets now, I will be giving you few mindsets which you can keep in mind while actually using these wealth building decisions. Because see, whether it's wealth building or not, it all starts with your brain. Obviously, I've been keeping on telling you, because it's very easy for a layman to actually start investing, but to see the downturns, the downside, and to actually keep your nerves cool, and then to wait patiently or to understand the scenario of any particular investment becomes very important. Because see, this is also an aspect of wealth building. Okay, let's move on to the next point. Now there is something called risk psychology and stay in your expertise. Now what is the meaning of risk psychology and stay in your expertise? Now see, the simple meaning of risk psychology is nothing but you already know what is the particular type of risk you are going to take for your investments for the reward which you are going to seek. Now say for example, if you know that your particular type of investment, say for example a cryptocurrency, now any cryptocurrency you take, you will obviously be knowing that the risk is very volatile. I mean, it is so volatile that you never know. It could be risky at the moment. You can lose your money and you can gain a lot of money as well. This happens on different demand and supply zones as well accordingly. And then when you have your stay in your expertise. Now what is the meaning of stay in your expertise? I gave you a previous example of mine whereby you actually understand what you feel will do well in the future. Like I said, for example, I feel the solar sector will eventually do extremely well in the near future. This is what I feel, but for you it could be completely different. You may feel that commodities could do well or whatever, and accordingly you seek investments in what are the different types of ways you can invest, whether through equities or debt or any fund houses or whatever. So these are the two most important psychology you can keep in mind. Now what, as I mentioned, it is all brain related stuff for you to do. Now for you to actually follow this or not to follow this, it is upon you. But my work over here is to share whatever I do, because it will eventually help you. If it doesn't help you, it's okay, not a problem. At least you tried doing something, right? The same thing. Okay, so let's move on to the next most important point. So your next most important point is going to be something called your thoughts and bringing them into reality. This is nothing but thoughts plus your reality. Now see, there are a lot of wealth building techniques, and out of which I have told you mainly mindset related techniques, right? But if you see, there could be so many people out there who might be telling you the different wealth building places where you can invest in this one, that one, many other things. Now, for you to actually bring it into reality, what becomes important is how you get this word into your actual starting point. Now, how will you actually start it? Like say for example, taking two different examples here, you have come to this video to know more about your wealth building strategies, right? Now, bringing these thoughts into reality, see, for anyone to get away with that fear zone, the best thing is to start any particular thing, right? Like say for example, right now, this is, as I mentioned in the start, this is my 60th video of me recording this. Okay, for me to reach 60th video, it has taken at least 7 months. And for me to actually see my investment account, with whatever amount I have. It has taken a long while. It has taken at least 3-4 years for you to start something which you are scared of. Like, say, initially I used to think, how will I even talk in front of the camera? I mean, neither do I look good nor do I have good clothes. And I didn't know what to do. But eventually I thought, the day I start it is the day when I will understand whether it is easy or not. The same to do with swimming, different examples. The same to do with investing, the same to do with wealth building strategies. Because any wealth building decision, remember, my friend, there is something called time plus discipline. You must be knowing time plus discipline. I mean, it is very easy for anyone to actually say this, and for anyone in today's day to get extremely lazy and not follow whatever their goals are. Like, say, for example, a person is very determined that he wants to pursue higher studies in the accountancy field. Now, you very well know what are the different courses and all in your accountancy field, especially when you complete college. Okay? But for someone to actually give a lot of time every day, every night, whenever he can study for that particular exam, takes a lot of commitment and effort. Because remember, what is in your hand is your effort which you put, and the output is your result. The same thing, but remember, all this will happen only with time and discipline. And that is why this term becomes important. For you to actually see your wealth building, also remember, this video is for those people who eventually aspire to be millionaires. And I'm not telling this is a sure shot guarantee. See, what I might be telling, it could work, it could not work, who knows? I'm not any future astrologer to actually try and predict your particular financial future, right? But what you can actually do is those small steps. Like Atomic Habits, the book written by James Clear, he has clearly mentioned, like, every small atom, when you keep taking those small steps, eventually on the 365th day, which is 1 year, that is one cycle, you would have grown much more better than how you were when you started. And that is the same thing with your wealth building decisions as well. Because see, there are so many different asset classes where you can invest your money and do a lot of things. But for you to actually take the step and stay consistent, it's not that today I say I have a lot of scope in the solar sector, which I feel, and then next year I feel, oh no, I don't think there's scope in solar sector. See, once you have conviction, you start your research, or you reach out to your financial advisor and then get a lot of advice or information and all that, and then actually take it to reality, how much of amount you want to invest and in which asset class as well. Now see, I hope the thumbnail and title of this video has justified whatever I've said. If it has not, it's okay, no problem. I will become better in my 61st video and the videos upon. The motive of making this video is for you to understand that whichever great personality or person you would have seen, everybody would have started from almost nothing. Say, for example, if for anyone to be a very popular person, that person would have started from nothing. He would have taken small steps. Eventually, in the end of 5th or 10th year, he would have started seeing the results. And that is how your wealth or your personal life also grows. The same thing with fitness and all. That is why, remember, if you do something for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and you start expecting results, my friend, it is very, very difficult. For you to stay consistent and cross the 2-year, 3-year, 4-year mark, and then start expecting good amount of results, it is when it actually works. And for any examination, the motive for you to actually see yourself achieving and becoming that top class accountant or whatever is the dream which motivates you. The same thing for me. I see myself as a personal finance educator, as you would have seen on my YouTube channel. And this is what motivates me to come back again and again and make such videos for you. Because I do feel whatever which has been thought, and if your why is strong, Why do you want to achieve that particular goal or whatever? There should be some reason behind it, right? The reason cannot be money or success, which is eventually a byproduct. But your main reason should be why you come on camera, or for your example, why are you writing that exam? Or why are you wanting to make that amount of right wealth building decisions for your life? Okay. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. I hope this video has given you a lot of value for which you clicked on this video for. In my upcoming videos, I will ensure that I become a better version of myself as I explained in this video as well, so that you can get maximum value from this video. Thank you so much once again for watching this video.